Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood.
It's the Chargers holding on to the football as we jump into the action in quarter number 1.
Eckler going to get it again on second down.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 and the 34. Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is 3rd down. Back to throw here, Herbert. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. It's the first time that they've looked his way tonight, and he comes up with a first down on the play. Herbert operating from the red zone. His throw incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sport. Charger football to start quarter number 2. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. Herbert. And that is incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Hopkins' kick is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So not exactly the response they were hoping for, but they'll take the 3 to at least get them on the score sheet.
Yeah, now's not the time to panic. All is well. Somewhat calm. Only down 14-0. So continue to play your game. Take the points when they're there. And put the emphasis on your defense.
There he goes, right side. 30, 10, 5, and all the way home for a Bronco score. From one end zone to the other, 101 yards. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. Takes it at the 7. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Austin Eckler and the Charger offense reclaims center stage.
And we check the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that defense travels and defense endures even in bad weather, right? You know what else does? A good running game. And people want that, especially as you head down the stretch. You may play outdoors in some nasty stuff. You're trying to get to the playoffs. This is the time to get it going. And individually, I don't think you should just think about 1,000 yards either. The bar has to be set higher with this beginning.
4 yards. And the Chargers first down.
First down, and they stick with Eckler. And some room to roam now. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 46 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful. And that strength was on display there.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play there, second down.
At the Broncos' 42-yard line.
They'll try the air now with Herbert. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old school defense right now. The new school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away.
And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line.
Denver's offense now set to go. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play.
He's got a man complete. Taking it right down Broadway. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Cortland Sutton, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Broncos are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Extra point from McManus is good. And a rout is on here in this first half.
Brendan McManus to kick off for Denver.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
Takes it at the 7. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. And the LA offense ready for this next possession.
It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
To throw again on second down. Herbert finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Again, Herbert. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that.
He's got a man complete.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him.
Boy, a pair of big plays here. This one going for 29.
So we're at halftime here on a Monday night as we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta, where it was the Falcons who were able to pick up the victory at home. Cordero Patterson, what a game. 3 touchdown runs.
Message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the third quarter. All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Chargers going to get the football first here in this second half, and they trail as we get back underway. Takes it at the 7. Now a hit and a loose football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Sets them up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14. 1st and goal, Melvin Gordon. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. One man in the backfield, that's Gordon, 2nd and goal. He's going to get it running right, and he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Melvin Gordon, his 25th touchdown, tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Broncos are pouring it on. So how about the season, Charles, that he continues to put together? That's now 25 rushing touchdowns on the year. That's getting into some very rarefied territory.
Yeah, it made you and I do a little extra homework prior to this one in anticipation, because that one moves him past John Riggins with 24. He draws even with Emmitt Smith at 25 in 1995. Next up, Priest Holmes and Sean Alexander with 27. And the guy on top, LT, LaDainian Tomlinson, the Hall of Famer, he had 28 in 2006.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. LA set to take over again on offense. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible.
And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Gordon on 1st down. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. So, Charles, you look at this offense. What a start to the season. 5 wins without a loss. When do you think that you start believing that maybe you're in the midst of something special?
Well, you and I both know every head coach never wants that thought to creep into a locker room. But the truth of the matter is, not quite at this time, because if we look at the Steelers in 2020, they're a great example. Remember, they started 11-0, then lost 5 of 6 and went out in the first round. But I think if you get toward mid-November, the Thanksgiving time frame, and you're still doing this, that's when things start to get real for a ball club.
They'll try and punch it in. Gordon, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Melvin Gordon with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Broncos extend their lead yet again. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is, I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
McManus's point after is good, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Takes it at the 7. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to
throw it across his body, and it's intercepted. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Odell Beckham, his second touchdown on the season. And the Chargers are able to at least get one score back. Extra point good by Hopkins. So they do get one score back, but still a long way to go here in the third quarter. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Taken in at the 3. So here are the Broncos to take over on offense. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Brady. He's got a man, complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 36 yards on the play. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now, meanwhile, a final play here is incomplete, and that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter of play. Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. On the counter, here's Gordon. Room here to run. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Melvin Gordon with career touchdown number 94. He ties both Jerome Bettis and Priest Holmes on the all-time list. And the Broncos add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. McManus now for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it's capped off by a touchdown run coming from Melvin Gordon. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. Across the formation, he's got a man. That's Allen. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. Herbert now. And his throw here's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Herbert throwing again. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll wind up netting positive yardage out of this as he's able to get it up near the 25-yard line.
Great blocking, nearly sprung him there. A 28-yard return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10.
He'll let this go deep for Sutton.
They've got his man complete. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Extra point from McManus is good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
McManus, the kickoff for Denver.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
Takes it at the 7. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film section in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the...
And now off to the races down the right side. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Hopkins with the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Broncos and Cortland Sutton heading back out there.
This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get it?
He's got a man complete. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Another touchdown here in the 4th quarter. And, Charles, I think we can start to consider that this undefeated streak of theirs is going to be safe for another week.
And, partner, you don't make it this far into a season without a loss unless you're getting contributions from both sides of the ball and sometimes even your special teams. And that's been true today. Each side helping guide them to this late lead.
McManus's point after is good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
Takes it at the 7. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
So out come the Chargers.
We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
A big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. Here's Herbert. Buying time to his left.
Herbert has it knocked free.
It's picked up by the Broncos. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Brady going to look to throw. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And they are going to score again.
another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
But not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that one team, their defense did not wake up and make it to the stadium for this one. There may be some major changes on that side of the ball when we see them the next time out.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
Taking it about the 1. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. L.A. readies for its next possession. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And this one is incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away.
And returning it, here's Hamler.
34 yards on the return. But for a moment, looked like he had a shot to go all the way. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10. Running right, it's a handoff to Gordon. And some room to work. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Boy, missed tackles continuing to plague this defense, and they surrender another big play and a touchdown here.
Yeah, by my count, at least 2 guys had shots at it, maybe even more than that. But this defense, they looked out of sorts all game long. That was definitely not one of their better efforts right there.
Extra point from McManus is good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Chargers 17. McManus to kick off for Denver.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Charger drive about to get going. They can't do much at this point, partner. This one is going to go down in the loss column.
You don't make up for what has happened during the game in this sequence here. Maybe you hand it off and let someone run the ball if you so choose. But otherwise, just kneel down, call it a day, and try and prepare going forward.
On 2nd and 10, the ball back with Herbert. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. One last throw here for Herbert. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game.
And as this defense